This is a production of Cornell University.
Hi everyone, my name is Kensy Rodriguez. I am a Ph.D. student at Cornell University, and today I'm here with Steve Reiners. He's a horticulture specialist, and today we're going to be talking about flowering on cucurbits. So Steve, sometimes people wonder if there are like females and male plants that we need to plant in order to get pollination and to get fruit, or sometimes people don't get fruit in their plants. So can you talk us a little bit about that, and how does the flowering influence the fruit producing in the cucurbits?
Sure. In cucurbits, they're different than a lot of other things. For example, tomatoes have what we call perfect flowers. The flowers have both male and female parts within a single flower. In cucurbits, and we're talking squash and pumpkins and cucumbers and melons, with those, they have male and female flowers. And we have a perfect example of it right here in this plant, right next to each other, for example. So here, this is going to be a male flower. Easy to tell because if you look at the base of the flower, there's no immature fruit on that, as compared to this right next to it. You can see here's a flower, and then you can see this immature fruit, and you can notice the difference between these two. So we've got male flowers, we got the female flowers, and here's another female flower here that's even a little bit further along, and that flower is just opening up. Now the male flowers, typically there's going to be maybe 10 or 12 in a season for every one single female flower that we're going to get. And the male flower, and I'm going to just pull this one off, and I'm going to open it up because there could be a pollinator in there. Sometimes there are, but there's not in here. But again, this is where the pollen is, and bees and other pollinators will go into that flower. They're going for some nectar that's at the bottom of that flower, but they're also getting some of the pollen as well. And as they're in there, they get that pollen all over themselves, and then they go to a female flower like what we'll have here, and you can see here, and then they're bringing the pollen onto the sticky part, the stigma of the female flower, which is what's right up there at top, and moving that pollen over, that gives us fruit set. If for some reason we don't have bees, now there could be bees, but maybe it's been a week of rainy weather or it's been really hot. If you don't have the bees moving from the male flowers to the female flowers, what can happen is eventually this will start to get a little bit bigger, but because you didn't have any pollen move, you didn't have fruit set, eventually this will yellow and just fall right off. So people sometimes will panic when they see these, and they see these open, and then they don't see any fruit, and that's normal. It's a male flower. If you're seeing these opening up and these are falling off, and again, you look for that immature fruit, then you could potentially have a problem.
So do all plants then have female and male flowers?
All cucurbits?
Yes.
All cucurbits for the most part. There would be exceptions because some will have only female flowers, and we have to put some other plants out there. Pollinators is what we call them, because they'll have male flowers. So if we just had a field of nothing but female flowers, we wouldn't really get anything.
This has been a production of Cornell University, on the web at cornell.edu.